Let me use my shirt. Hey guys, what's going on? That better? Okay, welcome everybody to a special Halloween edition of Recaps and Rants. And we are talking about the season of the Real Housewives of Potomac. You guys know the deal. We are going to have Mel, NYC, and also Miriam, Miss AKA not paid for not paid by anyone. Listen, let's just see what's going on. We're going to pull some people in. But you guys, what did you think about the finale? I actually want to maybe I'll move this right here. How's that? Better? Trying to get the lighting right. Y'all know I'm on vacation. Can I see that remote? Yeah. Hey, Liberia Rose. Let's say hi to a few people before we bring in Miriam and Mel. Hey, Kamiko. Hey, ACE. What's going on? Hey, Nerva. What's going on? Who else is here? Hey, Chelsea B. Hey, Chocolate Padilla. Hey, Nikki Timms. What's going on? Let me get a few more of you guys' name. Let me go over to YouTube and see what's going on with that. Where is my YouTube? Well, I guess I'll have to wait till you guys come in. You know how it is overseas with YouTube. Overseas, they're just like, and that's a big no. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Chelsea B. Hey, Jackie. What's up? Hey, Sunday. Hey, not paid by anyone. Oh, please, you flatter me. Hey, Sunkiss Never Burnt. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Minerva. Hey, Miss Kiki. Hey, Battle. What's up? Hey, Jewel Adams. Nerva Rock. She said she's appalled that Candiace is still calling your mama, you have no words. Well, you came to the right place, Nerva, because we have words. Hello, T Breezy, Lorinda again, Mickey Russell Burrell. Of course, Sunday is saying, what's up back to me? Elaine Chin, what's going on? Hey, Kyra, what's going on? Listen, Leprosy Michael was back, right? Leprosy Michael, let me just make sure I don't have any messages from, we're just waiting for Mel. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, so hey, Latonette. Hey, V Hagrid. Hey, Tris K10, Nikki Times. Oh, thank you. You guys, I literally wanted to get dressed up for you guys for Halloween, but we're overseas. And if you're overseas, you know that Halloween is not necessarily a big deal overseas. But next year it's Miami. Next year we're going to do Miami and it's going to be good. You said let's do it then, Miss Vacationeer. I know that's right. Thank you, Nikki Times. You guys, watch my makeup a mess. This is, all my eyeshadows are color pop. Sometimes they just mess up on eyeshadows, but sometimes they get it right. Okay, let's do it. She thinks clearly. What's up, LaShonda? Let's see, Crystal, Darling Wilkins. What's up? Oh, Tasha K did give me a shout out last night talking about Simon. Yes, you're a wino. Listen, we got love for Tasha K. Y'all know when she did that Kevin Samuels interview, I thought she lost her damn mind. However, love her or not, you got to respect her hustle. You got to respect how successful she is. You have to respect how she built an empire while everybody was against her. I got a lot of love for Tasha K. So the fact that I literally grew up watching Tasha K as if I'm like a little kid. But the fact that I've been watching Tasha K for so many years and she literally saw my thing, acknowledged my work, and really it means so much. Let me reach out to Miss Tasha K and see if I can come on as a special guest panelist. If any of you guys are winos, yes, I'm going to be in Miss Tasha K's mentions being like, hey, Tasha, what's going on, Miss K? May I say a few words? Anyway, hold on, guys. Hold on.
Okay. She always does that. She puts me here alone. Hello, everyone. Yes, we have words. Oh my God. I can't wait. And we need Mel to keep the peace here because I'm sure we're going to be on opposite sides of opinions about today's finale. Hey, Crystal.
Okay, so anyway, first of all, lies, I never leave you guys alone because I'm always sitting here monitoring, seeing if y'all talking trash about me behind my back. No. Okay, so listen, here we go. Let's get into this video, right? Okay, so listen, let's start off. We're just gonna do a quick rundown, really quick. What did you think about the episode?
Um, I thought it was eventful.
Hey, what's up, Mel? What's going
Hey,
on?
Hello, ladies. Sorry for the technical difficulty.
hello.
Listen, you don't ever have to apologize. It doesn't matter how late you come. We are always happy to have you, Mel. Right? And you are not late. You just thought that you were on regular Tisa time. That's what it is. Come on.
Oh, God.
So so listen, we're gonna start with Miriam and then we're gonna go to you. Overall, really briefly, what'd you think of the episode? What stuck out to you? And then we're gonna start the rant and recaps. Let's go.
I think I'm gonna shock everybody, but really, what struck me was Karen and the Hugers' love. They really made it.
Yes.
I'm like, you know what? Yes, she should celebrate because so many for so much less had their relationships falling apart. They not only survived the IRS, they survived reality TV. Like I feel like it was amazing to see two people celebrate their love. Doesn't matter about like they didn't care about other people side eyeing them or what they were wearing. At the end, they were just dancing. These two, they still get it on. I'm like, I'm 100% sure.
How anyone could side eye Karen and Ray because Karen looked absolutely stunning. I know they tried to hate on her climbing up the
Robin
stairs.
was.
I was like, you guys are straight up hating. Karen looked flawless. The dress looked amazing on her. Her hair with those finger waves was laid. Even the little brocade or whatever she had, the brooch in her hair. Karen looked flawless. Ray looked super handsome. Yeah, the venue looked like a used car dealership from the outside, but who cares? Because when you got in, it was decorated beautifully. I think anybody that was criticizing is like, you guys are just hating to have something to say. Even them saying, and y'all know I love Candiace, right? Even her being like, it took Karen 25 minutes to walk across the room. So what? She is celebrating 25 years of marriage. You can float across the room for all I care. Go on, Karen. Mel, what did you think of this?
Well, yeah, I did catch that. Yeah, that was very funny. That little bit of shade from I would say I laughed when Ken got out the car and she said, "Oh my God, it's ugly." I was down. I said, "Oh, she never saw before." I said, "Wow," but what did I say? It was a lot I wanted to say. I think for me, the takeaway for me was just the fact that it was. Did we need to see Michael in this episode? I didn't want to see him. He was. Oh my gosh, I took so many notes about him and his scenes and I'm what I would tell you too, because I never really talk about Juan. I'm looking at Juan with a side eye, not being
Me
shady,
too.
not being shady at all. I'm just talking straight about him and Robin. I don't think him and that crazy man has anything going on. I think that the way that the people edited, we're gonna be very real tonight. That was just them being playful. But that being said, I think that Juan, he had so many. Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him. I think that he's a little bit of a diva. And I'm not even being shady. I don't know the word to use. He don't show up on the show. The time when your wife wanted to talk about how she was treated when you had affairs or how much she had young children, you weren't there when she had the two babies. These subjects are not something you want to talk about. You want to wash it over. You don't want to show up. And I don't think he's going to be at the reunion. He has been at a reunion for a long time. I liked him at the beginning, but I'm thinking, why do I like him? He's distant. He's dismissive. He's not really supportive. Yeah, yeah. So him and there's a couple of things I didn't like this episode, but yeah.
So you know what? I wanted to talk to you about a few things you touched on, right? Let's jump right into Michael and then we'll go into Juan because honestly, Juan, so here's the thing. Me and my bestie go back and forth with Juan. I say that Juan treats Michael. I feel like he teases Michael. I
Yeah,
feel like he knows that
that's right.
Michael's a crush on him. I feel like he feels like Michael could be useful for real estate, for investment. You know, everybody in Potomac acts like Michael is like the next Bill Gates, right? And he teases Juan. Now, I'm not saying anything, any infidelity or anything has happened like that. But I do think he teases Michael because he thinks that Michael would be good for business and he would think he would be a good friend to have. Now, the fact that they left together I was like, you, and my best friend was like, listen, but Michael's the one that has his imaginary friendship with Juan. Juan doesn't pay Michael any mind, but I always saw it differently. And now that they literally had, they said that they were texting the night before, right? So that means when they left together in the Uber, they had it planned to
Oh
be
yeah.
together. And what Michael is creepy. He is creepy. And he is creepy. And even
Wow.
Robin is looking at Juan like, what the hell? Like, what hold does this person have over you? So, you guys, give me your opinion about Michael and
So,
Juan leaving. And
well, I
Michael,
want to say this. Yes, I was going to say for me too. I was going to say, Juan, really, the whole season, you could have filmed with any husband on the series. You could have filmed with Mr. G if you wanted to,
yeah,
and you wait for the finale to film with Michael. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So yeah, again, I'm not even thinking some strong like anything shady about Juan. I'm just thinking Juan. To me, you riding the wrong team. You're supporting this man who every time he's on the show, he's annoying to me. Now I don't know what Candiace was saying about white privilege or whatever. I think I have to really digest this, and I think what she was saying is that my husband knows about white privilege, and maybe Ashley's husband doesn't recognize this.
No,
I think that's
Matt.
well,
well,
listen, let's move it.
yeah.
Let's move it away from anything dealing with that because we'll touch on that
Okay.
later. But just as far as that blooming friendship, one, I think that Michael, I think it's money privilege. Michael literally showed up after all the vows. To me, if I was Karen, I would be looking at Michael like, yeah, we're not friends. Unless you have a valid excuse for showing up after the ceremony because you didn't think it was important in order to get some camera time with Ashley, man, I would have been assaulted just from you walking into my vow renewal late and then starting some ruckus.
He's
Which he
always
Yeah,
entitled.
I,
He's entitled all the time.
it's definitely there is privilege, but it's money privilege, and
yeah.
everybody in that table, some more than others, like Garcelle says, have more money privilege than others, but they
Mm-hmm.
are all privileged. She didn't need to color the privilege over there because it was nothing to do with color, I think. But
Well,
I always said, well, but Chris is white too, so
Yeah, but I
I
think
don't know
that
about the
you
private
guys,
parts.
let's
yeah,
move
yeah.
away. Listen, we don't
Okay.
want to talk about people's complexions. Let's just talk
Yeah,
about
All
money.
right. Okay.
I
Okay. Okay.
know. I'm just like, just because she touched it, I don't want to. I know Michael is privileged because of the power that he has financially. If he wasn't that powerful, he would have gone down. Even Ashley would have been out of the franchise.
Mm.
That's what I think. He
Yes.
does whatever he does. There are no consequences. There's none. So
No.
he's still in the show. His wife is now being like, okay, she carried the show a few seasons, so they're giving her a break. So yes, over there is privilege. But remember, a couple of rants ago, I said that they're really friends, Juan and
And
Michael.
you were right.
I yeah,
Everyone,
was right. I was right.
She
You guys,
was.
welcome to
you
the light.
called it.
I,
You called it.
some people they're friends with people they have crush on. There is listen. And Michael has a crush on Juan. Yeah, if I
Yeah.
was friends with Juan, I still crush on him. I can't blame him for that. But and Juan knows, but they have a real friendship because the way that Juan held down Michael when him and Chris were going at it at the last
Mhm.
season, it was like how a friend holds you down. Like it wasn't like he's scolding you, but with the love. Like come on, I'm having your back here. Don't do that. So
Yeah.
I saw that coming from Juan, and obviously these two they talk, and the way that Michael told Ashley that they're not getting married, it came like it came with an air of like he knows from the
Yes.
source. And
Because
guess
they've been
what?
on
They
the
didn't
phone
get married
texting.
yet.
Yeah.
They didn't get married yet. They don't have a date yet. She says because they're building a house. But like, come on. The only one now with a relationship hanging on a thread, and I'm being very generous, is Robin. Robin, not Juan. Juan is given exactly what I think. There's a lot of hurt there. Yes, you guys can tell me that I'm being biased because Juan is easy on my eyes. Like, listen, I find him very like handsome, and all that. But keeping that aside, I did just gave the full disclosure. He, they had issues allegedly. When they lost money, it wasn't just she gambled money or she invested in the wrong stock or anything. The relationship with rest in peace, their friend, was questionable. So there's that. So I feel like Juan, he was really generous towards his kids by staying with Robin, co-parenting, because
Well,
so many others wouldn't have given her the light of the
here's the
day.
thing.
After
Here's your thing, to your point, Miriam. I do think that at first that's like this. I do feel like Juan wants another child. I think he enjoys being a father, which is one of the reasons he stayed close to his children, right? He enjoys being a father, but I will say with Juan, and ladies and men, right? Whoever is in a romantic relationship, this is why you need to be careful about the dynamics you enter a relationship in and let fester. Because now Robin's in a point where Juan has an attitude with her, and I get it. I get it. If my significant other had me on reality TV and they were sitting there talking about the way that, you know, the housekeeper comes in how many times a week and I still can't keep the kitchen clean, I would be looking at him like, yeah, cutscene. Like, we're not doing this. You're not talking about how messy I am and like the housekeeper, right?
yeah.
But so I get the fact that it's like, you're not going to embarrass me on national TV. However, Juan also, I looked at the other way. This is how we make our money. This is how Robin's getting her investment income. And this is Robin's job. So you need to play ball. And like Robin said, what's the big deal? I just said you didn't play nappies. The fact that Juan wouldn't even let that image of perfection be shattered a little bit for something so small, and the fact that he rolled out of a scene and this actually is her job and where they get their money from, yeah, I was like, the dynamics between Juan and Robin haven't changed that much. To me, it doesn't even matter if they get married. I'm like, is anything going to be different? You know what I'm saying? Is anything truly going to be different?
I
Which, if
mean,
I was Robin, would be my
yeah.
concern.
No. I think the whole season, when he showed up, he's been critical of her in some way or another. Listen, Robin's not my favorite person of all times, but at the beginning of the season, he said she was lazy. Then he said something about this and that. I mean, there was so many different things. Again, it wasn't like hard hitting, but if she's going to throw that ball back in the relationship, which is 50-50, she said, you know what, brother, I have a couple of concerns myself. When I had the kids, you weren't around. You're talking about having a girl or a boy now. Well, guess what? You weren't really there the way I needed you. If you're not listening to me, then I'm not sure if I want to have another kid with you. So that's one thing. And then for him to drive off in the car, her hand was already in the the window, and I'm like, come on, he's doing too much. It really was very diva to me. It was very diva that moment.
I have something to say about this. I have something to say about this.
What?
Do you guys really believe that if Juan tells her, let's get married now, she won't get married with him? Like, she's just playing for
That's
the
a good point.
Yeah, she's just playing for the cameras.
You're
and
right.
I feel Juan, he stayed with her as a way. It's a weird way, and it's a very complex situation. In hand, there's good and bad intentions. The good is they are co-parenting because of the kids. The bad is that by staying with her, co-parenting the way they were, because sometimes they do spend the night together. Robin is very attractive, and the Flash is weak. But I feel like he stays with her so that she doesn't move on, because he was really hurt about what happened in the past, which wasn't only financial. Like, that man, all the money he made playing ball went down. And it's not only the money, there is more to that. So I feel like, in a way, he punishes Robin. And this is not the first time that I'm saying this. I always say, when he comes to mind, he does the minimum so that she can stay and keep the check. He doesn't go above and beyond. So this is why I think, just like Giselle, she got a warning from production that she needs to go to the wedding. So did he and Michael. And this is why they did what they did. And they were in cahoots. They were planning and living together.
And Juan had Michael's back. No, but
he has Michael's back.
He had Michael's back completely. Like, they were like, I got you. Yeah. And
They
Robin
always
had to jump in and be like, but you were wrong too. And Juan looked at her like, what is wrong? Now, here's the thing, you guys, everybody in the chat, I want you guys to know, I agree with Miriam and I agree with Mel. There is a different type of privilege, and it's the privilege that Candiace actually pointed to. However, right? YouTube is tripping at the powers that be. We can talk about those dynamics behind a paywall where it's not going to penalize my
I hear
channel.
you.
Everybody, you guys, if you
That's
want my
right.
channel to keep growing, we're going to have to be smarter about this and get on the algorithm. But I
I hear
agree
you,
with
Miss Keisha.
the type of privilege that Miriam, Candiace, and Mel all said that Michael holds. I agree it is. But y'all do not, like, come on, y'all. Help me out. Help my channel grow, because you know YouTube be tripping. So
They
stop
do be
it. Y'all
tripping. That's true.
Yes, they do be
I
tripping.
hear
So
you. I hear you, sister. I hear you. I hear you.
yes, help me out.
Juan
Like, come on, we
always
gotta
had
play the
Michael's
game. We
back.
gotta play the game, right?
That's right. I hear
Juan
you.
always back, and trying to make amends between him and Chris was another way of having Michael's back. Like he wants, and Chris, there is like intention from Chris,
Michael
just
said, yeah. Michael
like
just said, yeah.
bygones.
I
Yeah,
think
but
Michael,
I just wish
yeah.
Candiace didn't interfere, because that would have happened, regardless if like
Michael's disgusting. I listen. I think that this is the thing. I think, why in the world would this man not show up after 2 years and sit there and want an apology? Apology for what? He is
For what?
for what? He's done the most.
yeah.
So
I want to ask you both a question.
yeah.
So I'm not saying that they were lovey-dovey or that Michael is an angel, because he isn't. Okay.
No.
But my point is, can you imagine if Michael pulled a Peter Thomas and went to Candiace and told Candiace, don't talk to my wife like that? He went to the man. Yes, I'm not saying he went in a loving way, but it wasn't aggressive either.
No, but it was
And
not.
there
Let me
were
tell you
hurt
something.
feelings there
Let me tell you something.
from Chris.
Where I'm raised, right? And Miriam, I know you feel the same way. Mel too. You do not walk up to another person's thing and say, "Get your wife. She's acting like a wild animal." Those had connotations that I was just like, "Wild animal."
Candiace was mad at Ashley because of the testimony that she provided
Yeah.
to me.
But I think that Michael has called
Candiace
Karen. It's no. I think Michael has
said a lot
called.
that-
Yeah, but Michael. No. That for
Wait,
me.
hold on a second. Hold on, Mel.
yeah.
What are you saying?
No, I think that for me, Michael didn't deserve no apology at all for nothing. I think that he sat there. No, I'm not talking to you, Miss Mary. I'm talking in general. When I watched the show, I was thinking that confused me when they were even trying to when Juan. Here we go. When Juan was like, well, we squash what, brother? It's not gonna be squashed. He disrespected my wife. I checked him. This is it. He just Michael had disrespected most of all the women on that show, and he usually
his wife.
And so how many, including his wife? That's right, Missy. So how many times y'all has he said at the reunion when he went there, and he would say the terrible things in the confessions or whatever, and sit there, and the girls would have a feeling about it. He said, "Oh well, you're wrong about it." He would overtalk them. He would never say he was sorry. He's so disgusting. So for me, the best thing for me with a person like that is you ignore them. I don't care if you show up or not. This is what Candiace was trying to do with the wife. Now we do know from things that maybe that worked out better with them, but Michael, he's a dead issue. I wouldn't walk on the same side of the street with the man.
Here's the funny thing. Wait a second, Miriam, because this is one thing, and you guys can address it. It's weird to me. First of all, right? I like Candiace and I like Chris, and I think they have a very, very loving relationship. I do. I think their relationship is solid. Chris, to me, was it showed the side of his personality where it's like you have to be liked by everyone. At first, I thought he was doing it like, "Oh no, Candiace, like, come on, they get the best of you." Thank you. I thought they were like, "Oh, Candiace, come on, they get the best of you." But now I realize what that scene with Michael, because Chris knew he didn't have to apologize. You want to be on good terms with everyone to the point to me, it looks like you're even willing to throw Candiace under the bus in public. In private's different, but you're willing to throw Candiace under the bus in public, just like oddly enough her mom does, right? To prove your point. Now, funny thing enough, right? This is where I saw Ashley's jealousy for Candiace and Chris. As much as Ashley talks trash about Chris, Michael hardly ever defends Ashley. He's usually the one disrespecting her. Do you see how Ashley lit up that Michael was like, well, I don't want anybody disrespecting my wife. And Ashley was like, rose all day. I'll take that.
Oh, he
And the way
didn't.
afterwards, they were slow dancing and loved up on each other because in a weird way, every time she goes to war with Candiace, because Michael hates Candiace so much, Michael jumps into defensive mode. And I think that is one of the few times Michael actually has Ashley's back and gives a damn outside of anything but one. And it created a close relationship. Meanwhile, Candiace told Chris, rightly so, you better get the fuck out you better get out my face. Talk to me like this. And you saw Chris woke up and was like, oh, it's like that? Because he saw he went too far. He was like, oh, it's like that. And Candiace was like, all right, check yourself. But what do y'all think about that?
At that moment, I was like, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't give this marriage longevity. Because I feel like I don't feel like, you know why? It's the power, like Candiace is more powerful than Chris. She is in the relationship.
Okay.
And I don't feel like she takes it lightly, because when Chris was talking to Candiace, he was holding her down out of love. He wasn't being disrespectful to his wife. He was like, you didn't need to say that word, you know?
I think it was disrespectful. You don't argue with me around my enemies. If we're around friends, if we're around people we love, even then I'd be like, this couldn't wait. But around enemies that are looking for holes in our marriage, again, this is just the way my parents are. You need to have a fuss and fight, right? Fuss and fight in the car all you want, in a thing. I'll sleep on the couch, you sleep on the bed, or vice versa. But in public around my enemies, you better have my back.
You know why Chris did that? Because Candiace, she got heat because of the same issue previously. And believe me, he was having her back. He was having her back by talking to her. What he did, he was having Candiace's back. She has tweets that were not good previously. And I'm being nice. And I don't want to touch because I understand the algorithm. So he was having her back. There is something that she needs to understand. If someone that loves her in that cast is Chris Bassett.
True.
So when Chris tells her something, he's not really just saying for scolding, because he really cares about her. He really does. You can talk about them all you want, but he loves her, I think.
He does.
I don't know that
he
personally.
does. But just because someone loves you, Mel, weigh in on this. Just because someone loves you doesn't mean that there aren't things that they can't change. A lot of them, even how now people are having top problems about them having a semi-abusive relationship, them doing this, all because he didn't stand by her back. I just feel like you don't give your enemies fuel. This wasn't a argument you had in front of people that love you and respect you, and they're just like, whatever. Like, they're just being, no, it was people that are looking.
He was defending both of them. And even when she was explaining to Chris why she said what she said, she steered away from the meaning previously, from the meaning of the word that she used. So believe me, he was having her back.
Hey, thank you for the super chat. Go on.
He gave her a chance to retract so that people don't say this is what she meant. I
think that Chris and Candiace will last? Marriage will be ended before Michael and Ashley? No way. No, I think Ashley and Michael marriage might be. I think Michael and Ashley marriage might be over before Candiace and
I definitely think that.
Candiace and Chris. I believe they marriage is more healthy, and I just never really. Yeah, that's just how I feel about that.
Well, let me just say this really quick, you guys.
Yeah.
Really quick, Miriam. Really quick, Mel. You guys, just to let you guys know. When I talked about the paywall, YouTube is very strict. I do have a members only live. It is $4.99 a month. We can talk about in depth what we really feel about these dumb shows in depth without worrying about the PC police and the people censoring us. We can talk in depth. We can talk honestly, but also I let you guys in on exclusive gossip. This one that just went down, we got really, really into the Real House. We talked about the Mariah Huq situation. We talked about the lawsuits with Bravo. And we got really, really deep into Portia's family reunion and the identity of the woman that she was alleged to get into. The funny thing is my source touched down with me looks like there were two little things that we are going to talk about next week, and we're also going to get into other stuff, but it's $4.99. You can look at the old videos, and for the new ones, you can always ask questions, do this, do that. I dropped the link. It's a private exclusive look, right? It's a private exclusive group, so we can talk, we can chat. It's a beautiful group with no trolls. Everyone is loving, everybody's supportive, while we get to the mess and get into the gutter. We are the messiest little rays of sunshine that you're ever going to meet on YouTube. Okay. So just let you guys know, you can join the membership at any time. I think Rim is dropping it. Thank you so much for killing it. Thank you. Virtual hug right back to you. Now, where were we? Oh, Candiace and Chris. I agree with Mel Miriam, though. I really think that Ashley's marriage will be over. I can see Ashley's marriage being over by the time those kids are 5.
I think it's over already, but
yeah.
they're together.
But you know, I was going to say, I took a couple of notes, which I just want to read a couple of things I was thinking about the episode, and we can get into other parts. What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just thinking, okay, because I at the beginning, Karen was disappointed about her daughter not being able to make it. I thought that was, I don't know, for some reason I was sort of moved by that fact that her daughter wasn't there because she had medical issues.
Really? That's so sad.
Yeah, I don't know. I like her daughter. I think her daughter is just so sweet and
yes,
nice and everything. So I thought that was unfortunate.
Kids, they have good kids.
Yeah, they do. I like that, and then also I liked it when Candiace was signing her music deal and with that agency, and the funny part again, I love Candiace, but they said, well, you know what? The big part about this is that you're going to be doing wonderful things on your social media, and that part made me laugh because, listen, I love Candiace, but it really made some sense why she sort of calmed down. And me, I'm a fan of her, but I know how she can be on Twitter compared to a couple of years ago. I said, oh, well, that's why she was sort of a little different on social media, because she didn't take the bait as much as she could have with me and everybody. She could have went wherever she wanted to go. What else I think? Oh, I thought that.
Wait, not to interrupt you. Hold on, Mel. Not to interrupt you. I just want to sprinkle some sauce on that. You know when she said that the thing? It's funny. I'm doing a book review for All Diamonds Are Not Rosé. We are still on chapter 3 with Potomac. We're doing chapter by chapter. It's actually a book club. I'm starting a book club, y'all, because too many books are coming out. So join me on my book club. But I will say that Candiace, she let something interesting be known, that she had businesses true. Before she started the show, they put her in the spoiled brat box because that was her role, right? But also she started on the show because this was always her ultimate goal, to get a recording contract. From the door she went in, knowing she wanted to be a singer and knowing she was going to promote and knowing this and knowing that. So I just wanted to let y'all know another little facet of Candiace, but go on now.
Also, in the book that you read, she was saying that she came on the show just to become a music, to produce her music more. Wow.
Yeah. She wanted to be an entertainer. She wanted to go up in acting and music. And she was like, I need to be on the show because she had a plan. And it looks like her plan was working out.
Well, I got to read that book because I didn't know that it was. I want to say one last thing too. The stairs. So I'm just going to, the stairs at the function made me laugh because everybody had problems getting up the stairs. And so I thought to Giselle, I'm thinking, Giselle, you made such a big thing at Wendy's event about everything, but you were up and down those stairs throughout the whole event. You were up and down for the liquor, for the food. So, that was one of those things there. And Macy Gray, unfortunately, I love her music back in the day, but I don't know about her singing. Her singing wasn't on point in this episode.
Yeah.
So that's all I want to say about that, just the episode in general.
I think something between parentheses, like we are not betting on anybody's marriages. Someone says, I don't think that's okay too. I'm just looking from the perspective of what we see on TV. There are some marriages that you feel like they are real, and they overcome. And then there are others that the problems are mounting.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I hope to God that Candiace, she has a problem with criticism, but if it comes from Chris, I feel like she should take it. I understand that you're saying that he gave something for her enemies, but I feel like he was having her back and he gave her a chance to straighten up her what she said, and she did. And she did give meaning to what she said, different than what we understood first. So what he did, he accomplished. He accomplished what he wanted because she explained what she meant. She didn't say it was a poor choice of words, but she explained what she meant, and it wasn't the word that she used. So he had her back, and he accomplished what he wanted. He made her clarify what she meant because he knows her.
But here's the thing that made me upset about that. And this is, I'm not going to stray into that thing, but I will just say this. The term she used, the blank privilege, right? If she was around Chris' family and friends or going into Chris' world, I could see him being like, no, you need to clarify. But if you are dating a woman, right, of my complexion, and you're in my world, that's a very real thing. And come on, Chris, you can't be so delicate because you should know what that term means. Now, I agree, for TV, he was like, go ahead and clarify. But my issue isn't that Candiace doesn't love Chris or Chris doesn't love Candiace. My issue isn't that they don't have a strong relationship. I think they have, from what I've seen in relationships, I think they have a pretty solid, healthy relationship, right? And a real relationship. I just think that for me, and again, this could just be my preferences, right? You know, some people like, you know, submissive people, some people don't. Some people like this. It's all what you are comfortable in the relationship. And obviously, Candiace and Chris love it, so they like it. I love it. But for me, yeah, that would be the end of it when you're trying to check me in public and in front of my enemies. Man, get out of here. You
I
better
know
say that
he
shit for
was.
a text message and hit me on the way home. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, but he
So,
wasn't just doing that. He was really having her back because what she said did not apply then. That meaning is totally different than what was happening there. Yes, Michael is someone that does anything and everything and never faced consequences. And someone in the
yeah.
chat asked, is he really powerful? Yeah, he
They
is.
think but at a certain
He
point
is.
in life,
But don't make
perception
it
is everything. It doesn't matter if I'm
why
rich.
can't
If you think I'm rich, that's all that matters. If you think I'm powerful, that's all that matters. Now, here's the thing. What do you think, Mel and Miriam, what do you think about the fact that a lot of people are pointing out that if you think about the argument for last season, and who said it, right? Where is it? I forget the thing, right? Uh, Basically, somebody made a point that when Candiace was talking, she was talking about Karen, not Ashley. When Michael went to check him, he wasn't defending Ashley. He went to say your wife was acting like an animal yelling at the party and you need to go get her, which is a good point. So you weren't defending Ashley, but also with Chris, I don't even think that Chris was trying to make Candiace conduct herself. I just think he honestly wanted to make amends with Michael and be
yeah.
on some type of friendly level because that's the way he likes his social interactions. And Candiace kept messing up because she was like, I can't believe you're sitting here cutting this man slack and apologizing to this man when we did nothing wrong. I really honestly think that Michael was dead wrong at that party. He had no right to interject, and nobody was talking about Ashley.
No,
So,
she was. She was calling Ashley names like she always does. She
when?
was.
No, because
Yeah.
Ashley
Wait,
interjected.
but I was going to say, but that's still not Michael's place. I mean, so this is
Yeah.
the thing I want to say. This is the thing I want to say. What's his name? Chris and Candace's husband and Michael are day and night to me because I can't recall. And he said it on the reunion. He said it. He even talked about her at the whatever they were with Wendy's thing. He said, "How beautiful you look! You having a baby." That's Chris in a nutshell. Michael, in contrast, will talk about Karen's too old and she looks this. I mean, all these other crazy things. He will talk about a woman just crazy. So he has had issues with Candiace, and he will talk directly to her or talk about her in confession. That's crossing the line. Chris will step up. So in contrast, they are different. Night and day. He is Chris Bassett has never disrespected Ashley ever, ever, ever. Michael in regard has disrespected everybody, and probably a lot of cameraman too. This man is just he's terrible. Absolutely
Yes.
terrible.
Hey, honestly, we have to actually say that though. Michael Darby, and I blame Bravo, honestly. If had he been any other person's husband, he would be gone. And I don't know why they feel like it's acceptable to keep him on. And this is a whole different conversation because he's not that compelling. He's really creepy. I hate the scenes when him and Ashley are trying to get all lovey, like, ugh. I was like, if I have to watch Golem eat strawberries one more time, it is over, right? I just don't think he brings a lot besides the thing. And now that him and Ashley are trying to play perfect husband and wife, which is, it's just not viable. It's just like, okay, and now you guys are boring. But you saw from the reunion, Ashley was sitting the furthest down from the couch. So maybe
Mhm.
the fact that what we're feeling, the producers felt the same
But
way.
I
Michael
will,
is
yeah.
a liability.
I
I
will
think
say this
that's
too, that I'm liking the interviews that they having now on the Real in different places because it's giving me a lot of information, a lot of good information. Um, it was one thing that they were saying. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but yeah, but I'm liking the interviews they having now because it's really filling a lot of the blanks right now. I'm really enjoying those interviews.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but the
think
interviews are doing. Go on, Marion. What's up?
Yeah,
I think Ashley is on her way out. And just for me, the real reason why Chris wanted to make amends with Michael
Michael.
Darby
Yeah.
wasn't because he likes him, wasn't because he wanted to apologize to him. It was because these men, they are recognizing that when they have rift, when they're not talking to each other, they're losing a platform. Because these men, when they get together, they can be as funny, if not funnier, than the men in New Jersey. So I feel like for the good of the show, it would be nice for them to squash it just like that. Because like then we would have like maybe more interaction. Maybe Juan would show up more. He would
Probably.
go on men's events in New Jersey. The men are filmed not necessarily with the woman, you
Hmm.
know and the
That's
men
true.
are better
Yeah.
than the woman in New Jersey. To be honest with you, I
True.
I watch because they're funnier. They're so funny. And I feel like G, as crazy as he is bringing a lot of humor to the show.
That's true.
He
She
is.
is. G and Miriam. I mean, no, sorry, not G and Mia. Really,
Oh God.
really, really, yeah, really. Listen, G's an attractive older man. He is.
He,
He's old, but he's still attractive. He's still doing it, and he still has like an energy to
I,
him. Like he's a fun time. He threw me off the first time, but I see what Mia was saying about her husband. Like G is a lovable. He's G. He's
But
G, right?
Tisa,
Hi,
but
Tabaka.
I agree with both of you. So Tisa and Mary. So the thing I like about G, and again, some of his behavior is not, I can't co-sign. But what I like about, he can see his wife, who he obviously trusts, and know that she can handle herself. He can see her go toe to toe with Ashley, whoever it is. He will
Mhm.
never, in confession or anywhere, talk. Oh, that bi whatever. He never talks about the women. He only talks to her, and he go, "Yes, dear, I hear you, dear. Okay, dear," and he
Mhm.
keeps it very neutral. Chris
Yep.
does that too. But Chris goes a little further. Ray is funny. He's adorable. He's very funny. But nobody really takes it personal as Michael Darby. Michael takes it personal, and he will call the women names or whatever. All the other men, I mean, with Mr. Scala, her husband, he's a mute. He don't talk about nothing. He stays quiet for the whole, thing.
He's
He's
mad
a
he's
mute.
there.
So,
Hell's
so, so,
husband is like,
so, you know what, Tisa, Miriam, every other husband, like you were saying, Miriam, every other husband they get the message. They know what they're supposed to do. But Michael is the one that go, you know what, I'm whatever. What are we saying? I'm rich, I'm powerful.
yeah.
You're gonna kiss the ring, and I'm gonna talk to your wife. Talk to my wife? Are you crazy? You can't talk to my family like that. No, no, no.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
but
let me tell you
who is
something with
fault is that?
Michael.
Rob's
But
fault.
you know the thing is with Michael, Michael's issue is it's all about his pride. He actually doesn't even give a damn if he might disrespect Ashley. It's just the fact that somehow it's his
Oh God.
pride. So he doesn't care. He
Oh
doesn't.
Lord.
Juan could call Ashley a filthy milkmaid and he'd be like,
Juan
come on,
could,
Juan,
yeah.
the Uber's here. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
It's sad. I honestly, I feel sad for Ashley because I know that she is clinging to the relationship other than the money, which is a big
Mhm.
aspect,
Uh-huh.
because he looks so alike her father who rejected her.
That's crazy.
Not
Yeah.
healthy. And I feel like, I don't know, this is why. Uh, um, but for the sake of their children, I hope they stay together. But then, for the sake of Ashley, I'm like,
So
no.
so that's a part. So what I remember now, that's a good
Shout
point.
out to
And
Niecy Dixon in the chat. Hey,
shout
Niecy,
out. There you
everybody.
go.
If you
Thank
guys don't know Niecy Dixon, go on and follow her channel. She has some of the funniest recaps. She does the ladies first panel. She had yours truly on, but I was watching ladies
awesome.
first
Is
panel
she
even
cousins with
before.
one?
Yeah, even before I even was invited on to the ladies first. Yeah, you guys follow Niecy Dixon.
Miss
She
Niecy Dixon.
is
Awesome.
shout out to
Awesome.
Niecy Dixon. Whoop whoop. Okay, so
You-
sorry.
No,
I
that's
just
okay.
had
Now I was
to
agreeing with
chat.
Miriam because I was saying, okay, the real it's been giving me a lot of good information. I've been loving the episodes, the interviews with them. It's fun and really deep. So when Ashley was there, she said, "Yeah, we have an unusual marriage," which she said many times. She didn't go into real detail, but this sort of weirdness we feel when it comes between them, it's going to continue to play out. It's going to be very unorthodox. It's going to be very mysterious. It's going to be very messy. It's uncomfortable to watch. It's like this is her marriage. She said, "This is who we are, for better or worse. This is what we are." I'm like, okay, you know. So, but Giselle, I want to say this. Giselle was setting up, and I think you said this too, Miss Mary. You said this about weeks and weeks ago. You said, "Oh well, Mia's working for Giselle, and she's setting you up, Candiace." And well, she was there, and right now she's saying, "Well, Candiace, you deserve to be hit by Monique last year. You
Yes.
deserve this." She's saying at the reunion. She's saying it on the real. I'm saying to Candiace, if you're listening, please don't fall into a trap. Don't be like Wendy and whoever else that this girl went after. Don't fall into it. Don't pay her no attention. Please don't.
And I think Candiace is doing a good job, because the funny thing is, when Giselle said that, I said, after all the things you've said, Giselle, you should be a witness protection. What are you talking about?
So okay, so what lesson did she learn from the binder? She didn't learn her lesson from last year. So why did she go after Wendy? So
and I hope Wendy digs into her at the reunion, because Wendy is not scared. I know Wendy was saying, like, really? Because the thing, I gave Giselle slack for the binder, because I honestly thought that Monique was exaggerating things. But when Giselle came back the next season doing the same storyline, but this time on Wendy, I said, okay. But Monique was right about that. And with the binder, and the way you were sitting up there looking hurt and stuck on stage, you deserved every second of it, because as soon as you could get up, you tried to attack somebody else's marriage.
That's right. So, that's right.
And what's the common denominator between Gizelle and Michael Darby?
Thanks, Black Swan.
I don't know. They birthday?
No.
Are they both Virgos?
No.
They born the same year?
No.
Ashley.
No, not Ashley. Gizelle and Michael Darby. You just said that you don't understand why Bravo gives the platform to Michael Darby.
They're production darlings.
Yes.
They're production darlings.
Are privileged in Bravo world. Doesn't matter what they do, Bravo rewards them. Period. End of story. So that's what I needed to say. It's like,
no, that's a good point. Because you know what I also realized? You know, when like Gizelle is even in Karen's scene, when Michael and Chris got into it, when she starts to look uncomfortable, I started to see, you're right. We went over this in the book club for all Diamonds Aren't Rosés. You guys follow me so we can do the book club. We're doing lots of books. But I
want to say I love your interview. I love. Oh yeah. Now I was just gonna say I love you with Layla Lynn. That's all. When you were talking about the book.
Oh, Layla's so amazing.
Yes, I love that.
One with Layla, it was great. But I am saying this, Gizelle, to Miriam's point, when she gets that uncomfortable look like a frog in a scene, that's because she went in there with a production mandate and she's losing control of the scene. And she's sitting there when she's like, I want some water. She's trying to get control of the scene because she is a production darling. Now, the one thing we know about production, but then again, do they turn on their darlings? Because Lisa Rinna is a production darling. Michael Darby has production privilege. They all have privilege. And look at them. Then you guys, you know, with Wendy, what do you think about Wendy's role in this with the way? Oh, and also, hold on, Tamia Evans, welcome to the Tattle Tells family. Whoop, whoop. Everybody gives Tamia a big thing. Thank you so much for joining the Tattle Tells family. Go on and check out those videos. And the new live is coming not this Friday, but next Friday. And for the next video I'm dropping, I'm doing an expose. If y'all thought the Simon expose shut things down, I'm doing another one. And I'm going to give you guys the preview for a few days before I release it to the general public. Okay? So if you guys want to get into the mud, into the dirt, ask questions, it'll be a perfect time. Now, you guys, what do you think about Wendy and her storyline? Do you guys think that Wendy is here to stay on Real Housewives of Potomac?
Yes. She's old. And this is 180. I hated her last season. And I'm living for her. I'm living for the comic relief that she brings, the way she was getting off the car, all for fashion. Now I'm liking that. I don't know if it's because she gave Gizelle what she deserves. She was finally the one to really face Gizelle with words, not hands.
Yes.
So You know, I love a woman with words, and I'm living for Dr. Wendy. She's doctor. She has 4 degrees in my life here. I love her.
You
She's
know
here
what?
to.
I love Dr.
Yeah, I
Wendy.
agree.
You agree? Okay. Now I will say this, you guys. At this point, Ashley and Michael's relationship is really sad to me. Just because,
Mhm.
listen, I can see him count. He wanted a young, promiscuous, fluid woman for him to live out all his AARP fantasies. He thought he had that in
Oh,
Ashley.
girl.
Yeah, he thought he had that in Ashley. And I'm
And
not
he
saying
does.
Ashley is still not that person, but now Ashley is on the motherhood journey and she would have 20 kids if she could, right? So the one thing that Michael doesn't like, responsibility, being an adult, acting mature, in my opinion, he's a Peter Pan person. Now Ashley is gearing toward that. That's why I see that's numbered. I'm not betting on anybody's marriage. I just see the issues, right?
Yeah.
But also, I think that Robin and Chris, I'm not Robin and Chris, Robin and Juan, I really, really liked Robin and Juan, but the more Juan is around her and this dismissiveness and the way he is so buddy buddy with Michael Darby, which would have me raising an eye.
Mhm.
No, it made me
Mm-hmm.
feel sad for Robin because, like Miriam said, who are we kidding? If Juan said, let's go to Vegas tomorrow, forget the cameras, Robin would be there. The fact that they are still not married, that's on Juan. That, and
There's
even the way
one.
Juan was so cold, saying, oh, you're lazy. Why, she was clearly going through some type of depression because a lot of people did in the last year or two, and they didn't even know they were going through it. So you were already going through that. It was clear there was something wrong, and you're just sitting there calling me lazy. And Robin's trying to like keep up and saying she's not attracted to
See,
him. Sad.
this is for me is when your husband doesn't have your back. It's exactly what Juan did to Robin, not what Chris did did to Candiace tonight. I feel
Yeah.
like he was having her back, and I am saying I just want to remind people I'm not white. I'm not. I'm brown.
Who
Okay,
said that you
so
were?
but now some people are saying it's not up to me to say it's not the blank privilege.
Okay, so you guys, listen. First of all, we're not talking about that in my chat because YouTube is very strict about this stuff. So go listen. If you guys want to join the membership and talk about this behind the paywall, you guys are welcome to come and we can chop it up all day. And Miss our beautiful Lebanese queen, Miriam, will join us. But
That's
also, you guys,
right. Come on.
don't take shots at anybody on my panel, just like I would never let my
We
panel
just give
take
an
shots at you
opinion.
guys. Listen,
Everybody can have an opinion, like we all
Miriam
have
does.
a. Okay,
She
everybody has.
definitely, Miriam has her opinions, but you guys, I'm telling you guys respectfully, and my girl B stays with her finger on the trigger,
On the trigger.
waiting
That's
to,
right.
yes,
Wait,
waiting to
wait. B. I was gonna say B is a piece of Charlie's Angel. That's what she is. She's a Charlie's
me
Angel.
and B be sitting there like
That's
Charlie's
yeah.
Angels. And
The
we
three
would
of you. That's
listen.
right. Yep. I'm
But I'm
You
Charlie.
have
just
Not
saying,
Charlie.
Miriam is our beautiful Lebanese queen.
Absolutely.
Listen, Miriam is down for us. We are down for her. But anyway, let's take all this. If you want to do the
Yeah.
paywall, we can invite Miriam. We can have a Q&A. But again, you guys, don't disrespect anybody on the panel, just like I would never let anybody on the panel disrespect you guys. So let's keep it cute in the comments, okay? Let's keep it cute.
It's an opinion.
Exactly. But
So
let's
what
keep
was
it
it?
cute, right?
So
Let's keep it
what?
cute.
Oh yeah. What was? I forgot what we was at just
Oh,
now.
so we were saying about Robin and Juan's dynamic, how it made me sad at the
Mhm.
end of the season that they led me to believe, and I feel like Giselle, this gets into what you and Miriam's point is. Giselle is a plant by production, right? I feel like with Giselle went to her bestie Robin and said, listen, all we gotta do is throw Wendy under the bus, and they'll leave you and Juan's relationship alone, and y'all can act like you at the front, just like they're gonna leave me. And Robin was like, "Really? All right, all right, all right." And that's another reason why they threw Wendy under the bus. But the sad thing is, even with production not focusing on you guys, even when you've given us the perfect, picture perfect narrative, there's still so much lacking in the relationship. It just made me sad. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
I just didn't like the way Juan rolled the window up on her. I mean, this is her work at the end of the day. And I'm sure that Robin told Juan what they were going to be discussing. And the things he said to her she said two of them were so like, oh, you didn't change diapers. She didn't even criticize the parenting skill. She just said, well, you ain't changed diapers, you ain't do this. And he's like, come on. And it makes me wonder. I know they do things out of order, but to me, if what we saw was in order, it kind of reminded me of when someone's going out and doing dirt and then they get an argument with you the night before or the day before and you're like, hey, can you put your glass in the sink? I'm sick of you on my back. And then they're out with their friends till like 8 a.m. and you're just like, really? I
You
don't know.
know,
I don't
I
know.
only have one note. It's like it's Robin. For me, Robin, she was the MVP hypocrite of the show tonight and of the season, because she keeps talking about Wendy that, clearly she's still mad about whatever reason, making
Mhm.
whatever reason something that if you throw it on her, it hits hard on her and she takes it to heart and she's really upset about it. So she keeps talking about like, oh, she doesn't know why Wendy is upset with her. Wendy's upset with you because she thought you were her real friend. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're concerned, you would go to her, not talk behind her back, and have Ashley do your dirty work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And to Elle's point, you touch something, and this is kind of unrelated. I think Ashley is on her way out, and this is why who is gonna take the role of stirring the pot on behalf of Giselle? Mia. But
Mm.
Mia is masterful. She doesn't break bridges. I feel like she
Well,
had the everybody.
I think it's all her time in the gentleman's club, you know. And I'm not being shady. I think that when you work in that industry, you have to be very. You don't want to be in cat fights every night. You want to be very, you know, communicative and you know. Well, so she's pretty good with women. She's really good with women, I will say. I don't understand all the time, and sometimes I don't trust her, but she's really good at, as you say, as a pot stirrer. I was going to say one thing about Robin and Juan is that. Um, I just think that it's so annoying that, first off, Robin to me, unfortunately, she's not the best communicator. I'm just going to say that she's sort of very little inadequate when it comes to communication. And Juan is not really good at receiving or listening. He's good at telling a person what they bad at. You know, he told her the whole couple of times this season, "Oh, you're bad at this, you're bad at that, or whatever."
Yeah.
But when she says, "Well, you know what, you want this next girl or boy." These are things I went through. I mean, I will say the one moment I actually liked that little get together between Juan and Michael and Ashley and Robin was when she said, "You see what she's going through? She's going through hell." Well, I went through that when I was. She was trying to let him know, and he just sort of brushed it over. He wanted to put it
Yeah.
down, and so I think that this is the thing. If you want somebody to do something in a relationship, you got to sit down and talk about it. Every time somebody brings up a legitimate, not petty, a legitimate concern. You have to look at your partner and say, "Okay, I hear you. What can I do?" And talk about. Let's do compromises. There's none of that going on with him. He just basically wants her to basically be the woman he wants her to be, and it's just. I think even in the car he said, "Well, you always talk about what I've done, which is the affairs and leaving you alone with the children, and not being there when you had the children that much. But why don't we talk about what you did not do?" I'm thinking, well, she could not have done anything that deserved her to be alone with young children or take care of them when she's overwhelmed or have an
Mhm.
affair on her. There's nothing you can do. I mean, you can't cuss a person out. You can't be cold to them enough to say, okay, I'm going to leave you in the house with these two babies. I'm going to go out and have an affair. There's nothing in my mind that will get that together, because then that means he has to go back to the drawing board and learn how to be a man, in my opinion.
So after all, it's not only Ashley who keeps getting like trash from her husband or treated like trash. Robin is the same exact thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, not just listen. Well, I'm going to again. Well, let's
Right.
say this. Not Michael is. He's always going to be in the sewer, in my opinion. But there's levels of that. What you said is true. You know, yeah, Robin is not being treated equally in her relationship. There's
Mhm.
work to be done. He's not evil incarnate as you know. I think maybe some other person on the cast is, but I think that Juan can do more to work on his relationship.
He doesn't.
Um,
But
yeah,
it's true, he doesn't want to. And like T.
yeah.
Cohen says, I mean, I don't agree with all this T. Cohen, but I will say, to your point, Mel, Juan did, and your point too, Mary, Juan did embarrass the dog mess over out of his wife, well, his soon-to-be wife, Robin, by calling her lazy and saying that she wasn't attractive to him anymore. Which, to me, oh my God, like, what the hell do you do with that when somebody says you're not attractive to me anymore? But again,
Mhm.
even back then, and let us know the parent dynamic. Robin's always searching for approval. Juan's perfect the way he is. Robin needs to make herself good enough and keep trying all the time to be on Juan's good side. Because again,
Like
what
Ash,
type of person tells you you're not? I don't find you attractive. What? Like
she's just like Ashley.
she is.
She puts Juan in a pedestal, just like Ashley puts Michael in a pedestal.
Yes.
Juan, time and time again, throughout the seasons, he never showed up for Robin. When she needed him the most last season, he didn't come to the reunion. Yes, Michael also didn't come. So I think both of them were on the men's trip.
That's a good point. So that's a good point. So I want to ask this to you. I just had a moment in my brain. So do you think that's why so Ashley and Robin had a two-sided relationship. One, it was very bad at the beginning, now it's very good. I think I understand now why it's so good, because as you said, they have so much in common. Now both of their husbands are not at the same level of issues, but they do have a lot in common. As even Robin see with the way she's having a kid. So do you think that Ashley could sense that when she first got on the show? That's why she gravitated so much and was so invested in Robin's story. I mean, because I think that did she think, oh, this is my future?
I think Ashley is a completely horrible person. I think she delights in
Okay.
I think she delights in tearing people's relationship. I think she delights in embarrassing people. I think this is just who she is. I think she's a messy person, but not in a funny way, but messy, like she likes to see whatever. I
Yeah.
think that she wanted to create moments, and she went after everybody, and Robin gave her a moment. I mean, for God's sakes, and I researched too, but she Googled it to research. But it's like, you can't hide behind doing stuff like that and be like, no, it's because I cared. Because if I cared, I would have called you up on the side and said, hey, did you know? No, Ashley will do anything for a moment. In the book review, you guys join the book club. I just did one with Layla Ilim. We're doing each chapter. We talked about how Ashley tried to hide behind that, and the producers were like, oh, this is in the book. The producers were like, Ashley's interesting. She never wanted fame. She just came in here as an experience to have fun. And I said, Ashley, to me, is another Portia in the fact that she is very adept in making people see what you want to see. You were on Yes to the Dress. You interviewed for Real Housewives of Potomac. You look for scenes. Girl, you want to be famous. You were doing this with all your heart and creating moments. But because you said and was like, oh my God, this is such an interesting experience, they were like, oh, she doesn't even want to be famous. Ashley's just very good at, for some reason, she's a Gemini. She's really good at playing innocent, and she's good at putting on the face that people want to see. But no, I don't think Ashley had
The
any.
first person she went after was Robin when she talked about their financial issues. Remember?
Yeah.
With
Yes.
Katie Winks. Yeah. So it's like I feel like both of them, while the indiscretions are different, but there is alignment in the direction. Maybe not the intensity, but I
Yeah.
feel Ashley's need for Michael's approval stems from the fact that she was rejected by her father, and she was
Yeah.
again in front of our eyes. So it's deeper. This is why I feel like Ashley is troubled. She really is, and
Yeah.
doesn't have self-love. And in the same time, Robin the same way. Why are you with someone who is treating you this way? He has been treating you this way. He hasn't been respectful to you from season one. This is the same Juan. Guys, talk all you want. There are two facts about Juan. He's good looking, and he's been treating Robin like this from day one.
That's true. I was gonna say. I was gonna say that's true. True. I was gonna say. What's so funny that this episode went straight through, and we didn't get more. I don't think we got a confession from a scholar, and that was so funny. It was the finale. I'm not even sure she got a closing montage, if I'm remembering. I wonder if she will make it back next year.
Well, she was last on the thing. The storyline, she was hiding. I wouldn't, even when she came in to cause the drama, to tell you the truth, I'm not a fan of Ashley as a human being. On camera, she moved the plot and she was amusing because she was she's good for reality TV. However, between Mia and Ashley, I'll take Mia.
Oh
You know
yeah.
why? Because Mia also instigates, she brings drama, she does this, but you know what? Ashley's inability to move past her hatred of Candiace, it stops every scene. Even the way every scene is her just going laser focused because she needs to make Candiace pay. Where Mia can lock horns with Candiace, do all this, but the next scene she's like, "Hey, darling," and giving a quick
That's
air.
true.
That's what I want out of my
Mia is
one.
like Miriam said. Mia is good at that pot stirring and getting out, but she's very resilient. I don't understand, but I was going to say, I asked you this last week, and I love your opinion about this. That I thought the ladies tonight actually looked beautiful, and I want to know what you all thought about some of the gowns. So, like, what were some of your favorites? For me, I of course thought Karen looked the best because she was,
Yes.
I was surprised at Giselle. I was surprised Giselle. Okay, yes. What you was going to say about Karen?
Are we talking about the show or are we talking about at the reunion?
No, I'm talking about at the wedding.
Oh, listen, Karen's dress to me, her hair, everything. I thought she looked immaculate. I was in love with Karen.
How she gives another meaning to black don't crack. Damn, she looked good.
She looked amazing.
Her family too, her aunts and uncles was nice to see them. They looked nice too. I thought surprisingly Giselle didn't look repulsive. She looked very nice.
You know who looked a hot mess? Ashley.
Oh,
Ashley
I forgot what she looked like.
You know what Ashley looked like? For all the women, right? You know how when you're going to try on special occasion dresses or a cocktail dress, you go to the store and your hair is pulled back in a ponytail and you're just like, whatever, right? So you know that if it looks good on you in the dressing room before you've done all the bells and whistles, it'll most likely look good with, Ashley looked like she tried on the dress and then she just didn't pull her hair into a ponytail. She pulled her hair into a bun, neutral makeup. I thought, again, Ashley's a pretty girl. But it just looked so undone, so like you just had your regular day makeup on the go. Giselle looked gorgeous. Wendy looked amazing.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. Candiace,
let's just give Ashley a pass here because she just had a baby, and after you have a baby, you really don't look yourself at all. Doesn't matter what you do. I wish she had the stylist, but she doesn't clearly. She needs advice, especially in that it's hard to be in the public eye. It's such a queasy period of a woman's life after you give birth. It's bad. For me, the best, after Karen, the two best dressed were Wendy first and then Askal. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Can
she
we
looked
talk
cute
about her
too.
yellow? Girl, if she killed, I've never seen someone look good in yellow as her.
Yes.
She outshined everybody in last season's reunion.
Yeah.
Amazing. This is how you wear yellow.
And you know what's so funny too? I adore the classic Miss Macy Gray. I actually thought her suit looked very cute for her body.
She did.
Yes.
She did. I love Macy Gray. I have a soft spot for her. She can do no wrong. I said, I love Macy Gray. The crazy hair, the way she had her yellow heels in her hand. I said, thank you, Macy. Go on and sing. I love Macy Gray and her style and everything. To me, she's timeless and ageless.
Mm-hmm.
I love her voice. Who else looked good? Robin.
I forgot what she looked like.
No, Robin didn't
look like she had 20 minutes to get ready and she had ideas on the way she was going to style her hair and what she was going to do. But we've all been there when you're running late for an event and you had all these beautiful ideas and you're like, just slick that shit in a ponytail and let's go. And you can't even put it in a good ponytail because you don't have time to wrap your hair down. So it dries like a little bit crinkly. So it was just
That's true. I was going to say, for the two of you, if you all could take the dress from the ladies on tonight's episode at the wedding, you said, I'm going to take this and put it for my size. I want this one for me. So for me, I love Chris style, Chris Bassett style. Yeah. I love all his suits and things. I love that he changed the colors. And I just like his style. So I like, for me, some
I love
of his
Chris's style too.
That'd be my cup of tea.
I'll say one thing with Chris. I agree with you, Mel. Whether he's in a suit or casual wear, he always hits the right note. He's a sharp dresser. He's good style.
Sharp dresser. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like Robin, you're gorgeous. For you to look bad, are you taking advice from Giselle? But Giselle, clearly her hair was good that night.
Yeah, it was nice.
It wasn't for the boot that she had in her feet.
The boot.
But
I think Giselle paid for a stylist.
But
listen,
Robin, She's stunning.
No, I think
She's
that Giselle paid for a stylist that night because she wasn't going to let Karen outshine her at her what. You know, she couldn't. Ray said that she was going to lose all her looks and be single, and she's still single. So she said, "God damn, if I'm going in there, I'm going to show y'all."
Okay,
You
now,
know?
Tisa, you know what's going to say? Now, this is your area. So, because you said that they trying to hide something to show, I should have called you. Say, okay, Tisa, who is Giselle Day, and she trying to keep it hiding. I know you know all the tea of all these people.
You don't want to hear something from what I've heard, and I could be wrong. Giselle's not dating anybody. This is just a dumb thing. Giselle has a girlfriend in summer camp, right? A boyfriend in summer camp that lives in Romania that only could come see her the last 2 weeks.
Not
And that's why
Romania.
she never met her. That's what I'm hearing. Again, I'm trying to find out more.
She said on the show it was a man in Potomac who was a TV reporter. It was a TV reporter. I was like, oh, that's cute. But so
he reported, we don't know who he is. It's
another mystery
I'll
man.
do my research because there's only so many TV reporters, and I'm hitting up all of their Instagrams, and we'll actually see what's going on and putting together clues. But honestly, Giselle was giving me, she was giving me very, my boyfriend, we only see each other in summer camp, and he lives in Romania, and we can only see, like, very my boyfriend at summer camp. That's why
it's not the boyfriend.
That's true.
She's in a relationship just to pretend she's in a relationship.
I
What
think,
is new here? What is new? It's the same thing. But
That's
Brown
crazy.
She didn't even say relationship. She said dating, right? So it's like Giselle is not in a serious relationship, and she is still healing. I'll give it to her. She had like again, and Jamal probably went and sprinkled more. So I get it. But I will say that I don't buy that she's dating anyone serious. I don't care. Because let me tell you something about Giselle. If she was dating a person on TV and someone of any means that was handsome, right? Exactly. She would have showed up with him on her arm. And let me tell you something. Most men dating, if you are dating someone on reality TV, and if he is used to being on TV, I don't think he would have shied away from Karen's wedding. That's the perfect event to just show up on one scene.
Okay, so I have a little point. So, so I think Giselle, I think that's a good point, Tisa. I think Giselle should have taken a note out of Miss Sonia Morgan's book and basically got a man from an agency and put her on the arm, because a lot of the time they say, oh, well, Sonia just get these actors to come to the thing or who escort or whatever. And they come in. I didn't think even Charisse had a younger man on the show when she was there.
Yes,
and we didn't know if that was a real relationship. I didn't know if it was real or if it was, some kind of arrangement. But I think that Giselle needs to have, she could do this kind of thing too. I think for a long time I loved Candiace. I used to really love her a lot. She had a lot of those kind of mysteries, and then she had the crazy man, that she had her ex-husband she has now. I hope that next year she will be there, that we can see a real relationship. I don't know why she's so secretive when it comes to that.
I think happening here, because remember the only time that she had true tears was when Sherman humiliated her by not going with her to Candiace's wedding. He stood her up that night, and he didn't want anything to do with the cameras because of what has happened in the park, and because he doesn't want it, period. So Giselle, if she had a man, she will bring him.
Yeah, I agree. I think both the ladies. I was going to say everybody's on mute.
I'm back. Sorry, Miriam, are you muted? Miriam, you're muted. We can't hear you. Miriam.
Hello.
Miriam. She'll come back in.
Okay.
Hello. Miriam. Miriam, can you hear us? Miriam's muted. Hold on, let me chat in a private chat. So yeah, I agree with what Miriam was saying before she was taken.
Before technical difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, we couldn't hear you. We were like, Miriam.
Okay.
Miriam. Okay. Right. Listen. So somebody said, I think Jackie said that Juan did an interview not that long before the show started, saying he was living in Europe with the woman he called the love of his life. Now, I will say something. I don't know about Juan and Robin's relationship, but he acts like he's mad that he's with her. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but she annoys him. He acts like, and the days where they get along, he seems like just to tolerate her. I do agree that Juan's been gassed up by the Real Housewives of Potomac viewers, and he's been feeling himself. He gets a lot of DMs. And yes, from thoughts. He seems like just to tolerate her. I do agree that Juan's been gassed up by the Real Housewives of Potomac viewers, and he's been feeling himself. He gets a lot of and yes, from thoughts. He seems like just to tolerate her. I do agree that Juan's been gassed up by the Real Housewives of Potomac viewers, and he's been feeling himself. Why am I hearing myself? And yes, from thoughts, he seems like just to tolerate her. This is so weird. I do agree that Juan's been gassed up by the Real Housewives of Potomac viewers, and he's been feeling himself. Why am I hearing myself? Let's see, hold on. It's me. So weird. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with the thing. All right, so anyway, hold on, Mel. Sorry, I don't know what was happening with that. I just heard a playback and it was really scaring me. Okay, so thank you so much for the super sticker. Star Jones said. So anyway, hold on, Mel. Sorry, I don't know what was happening with that.
What in the world?
Scaring me. Okay, so what is that playback? Thank you so much for the super sticker. Is it re-screen? It's so weird.
Yeah, my.
That's so weird. Okay, my re-screen is messing up.
Is it me?
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Let me leave. I'm gonna come back in. Let me.
Okay. So in any case, listen. Let's wrap things up because this is a great episode. We're gonna have another live about this. This was a great episode. We're definitely going to have to sink in and have a little bit more in-depth talk. You guys, really quick, welcome back, Miriam. And thank you so much. Hold on. Star Jones had a super chat. Let me just address Star Jones. Star Jones said, for Giselle to be a woman of God, she is messy poo. She should be setting an example for other women. Listen. Giselle said, listen, I agree with you, Star Jones, but she's not first lady anymore. So Giselle is now a woman, a hand of God production, right? She's producing and doing everything she could.
Was she ever the first lady? First of many? I don't know.
The first of many. Hold on really quick, you guys. Hold on. You guys, listen, let me get your recap. So what you think what you thought of the show. What's your recap of this?
What, the show today, you mean?
Yeah, like what do you think of the show, and what do you think now what you've seen, what's going on into the reunion?
Well, I'm looking forward for Nicki Minaj because I feel like she's the one who's holding everybody equally to the fire. And I loved tonight's finale. I feel like it's been a while that we didn't have a finale worthy of the name, of the title, of being the last episode. It still has so many issues. Like we're still we want to know what's going to happen. I'm not interested in Juan and Robin. I feel like Robin will come back as a friend, like she was supposed to come back this season. But the producers, they felt like they didn't think that Monique was going to leave. So Monique basically secured the Robin's spot. Like her or not, agree with her or not, that's a fact. Robin wasn't coming. She did a farewell post on Instagram. Don't believe me, believe her. She said she wanted everybody, and it was a great ride. You guys were with me at the ups and downs, blah, blah, blah. And then, bam, she's here because Monique left. They thought that Monique wasn't going to leave, and she left. So they were left scratching their heads. I am looking forward for the reunion a lot. And I think the reunion is lit. While we had in Beverly Hills gaslighting, Potomac is lit all the way. The 3 parts, the 4 parts, the women are funny. They are able to talk to each other, and at least I feel like there was no physical altercation, which is always great, and I want to see how Nicki Minaj does as a moderator. Maybe it's the last days of Andy, because I feel like she's going to outshine.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that being the last days of Andy, because I think anyone can do better than Andy. But Bravo has a way of making things worse than we thought. So definitely. Mel, what's your opinion of the episode? How'd you like the season finale? And also, what's your comments on the reunion or how you think things are going to go?
Well, I think that I wanted to say I think that this season, since it's over, at least sort of before the reunion part, I thought the season itself was a little disjointed. It was a little slow, a little boring. The episode of finale tonight was actually filled with all the characters. Nobody held back. Nobody was a different. All the cast were in one room, and I guess in a way, even if I don't like Michael, the fact that all the cast members were in one room did make it more interesting. And maybe next year they need to really focus on trying to work out some differences so most people can show up and not really sort of not show up to different scenes. The reunion, I don't know. It looks like it could be interesting. I mean, I saw the trailer today, and I heard a lot of reports. I know a lot of people who didn't like Candiace was like, "Oh, she got terrorized," and they put like different thumbnails of her crying, and she said, "No, it was a good time." But actually, I felt bad for Mia. Mia was the one who got totally roasted, and Wendy, excuse me, not Wendy. Nicki Minaj came in and asked questions as a fan. She didn't do the deep probe that Annie does. She came in and wanted to know, well, what happened to Jamal, and was he following big booty models, and why not? She was asking the questions we basically talk about right here. So that might be interesting if they don't edit it out, which I don't know if they will, because you know how big she is. That'll be good. So I'm excited for her part, but I hear that we probably have to wait till the last episode to get that little segment.
Exactly. We're gonna have to wait till last, just like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's on this last one. Join us again Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are doing a recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's the last part of the reunion. You know it's gonna be good. We're gonna have Not Paid by Anybody and Mel in the house doing the damn thing. But I agree with both of you guys about the way the reunion is going. Let's see what the future of Andy Cohen and these housewives and going. I thought this was a good season finale. They left it with a lot of stuff. I do wish that for once Ashley could squash her beef with Candiace, because the odd thing is Candiace looks like she's willing to be like, like nice, nasty. I don't want to see her be around you. Oddly enough, they have been hanging around on Insta. And even at the wedding, they were sitting together and they were talking. So again, I don't know if Ashley's looking for a moment or what it is, but it's like, can you give us the same energy on camera as you do off camera?
Michael was for a moment.
Yeah, and Michael was looking for a moment, and like Michael, the moment Darby, he found one, right? He found one with Ashley as a sis. Anyway, you guys, I want to thank all of you guys for showing up for our Halloween edition recap. Really, really appreciate you guys.
Super bro.
Yes, super. Yeah, she's Superwoman, right? I'm me, right? I'm a YouTube celebrity, right? Yeah. Halloween costume might be real next year. And Mel, of course, is Mel. He's a man of mystery. So thank you so much for you guys showing up. We'll probably recap later on this week, because we'll probably do a few reviews about the reunion trailers that they keep releasing. I feel like they're going to release another one this week that we can really, really dissect with the first reunion trailer, because I actually did a video on it. There's a lot to actually take away. We can see where things are going. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining us for the Halloween. And we will see you guys later.
Good night.
All right, good night. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Bye-bye. Oh, also, before I go, join my membership. It's $4.99. You know you were going to get a plug before I went. $4.99. I got a new expose coming out, but the members only are going to get it first. All right.